In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 plant you never want to touch. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Plants are not out to harm you. They don't mind, though. Even the most innocent plant won't stop you from itching, bleeding, or dying from respiratory paralysis. All 10 of the plants listed below can make your life unpleasant if you tamper with them. In a Speedo, race through thick underbrush to learn this. Number 10. Foxglove. Common names for foxglove include dead man's bells, witch's glove, and bloody fingers. Non-native foxglove grows to 7 feet and produces bell-like blooms in its second year. Cultivated varieties may be yellow, pink, or white. It's naturalized throughout the U.S., notably along roads, rocky outcroppings, and in gardens, including schoolyards. Every part of its seeds, blooms, and stems is toxic. Foxglove is used to make digitalis and other heart failure medicines. Timely treatment can restart a stopped ticker. The improper dose of foxglove kills. The plant causes nausea, dizziness, vomiting, and diarrhea. Convulsions and cardiac arrest kill victims. Beautiful gardens may be deadly. Number 9. Pokeweed. You've seen this popular, nearly ubiquitous perennial weed along pastures, clearings, fence lines, and roadsides. Stout green to reddish-purple stems supports a canopy of enormous green leaves and clusters of green to dark purple berries. The entire plant, especially the white taproot, is poisonous. Young shoots without red or purple streaks, up to 8 inches, form a wonderful vegetable after being boiled in at least 2 changes of water until soft. I've always lived within 100 yards of pokeweed. My mom compared it to wild asparagus. It can cause severe gastrointestinal distress and worse if messed with. In the 19th century, pokeweed was employed in arthritis medicines and killed many Americans. Number 8. Deadly Nightshade. This plant, also named belladonna, has fruit called devil's berries or death cherries. Deadly nightshade is a 6-foot bushy perennial native to Europe, Africa, and Asia that has pale green oval leaves, purple blooms in groups of 3, and dark purple berries. Poisonous foliage and berries. Children are enticed to the luscious berries and have died after eating just 2. Nightshade, a widespread invasive vine, yields crimson berries in bunches and can make you sick. Number 7. Poison sumac. Most of us associate sumac with staghorn sumac, the plant with the spreading spearhead-shaped leaves and fuzzy, red, cone-shaped bloom that grows along the highway. Poison sumac is often found near staghorn, but the two are easily distinguished. To begin with, poison sumac grows nearly exclusively in swamps or extremely moist soil, and only in the eastern United States. The sumac you're looking at in the uplands of South Dakota, for example, isn't poisonous. Second, unlike staghorn, which has a fuzzy stem and pointy, toothy leaves, the unpleasant thing has a non-fuzzy stem and smooth, rounded leaves. The flowers are greenish-yellow, and the berries are white or pale yellow. It contains urushiol, but in a stronger form than poison ivy or oak, so be cautious. Number 6. Water hemlock. According to legend, this is what the Greeks used to smack Socrates. Western water hemlock, northern water hemlock, spotted cowbane, and spotted parsley is 4 species of severely poisonous plants that are collectively known as water hemlock. All are flowering plants that grow up to 10 feet tall and have lovely white flowers that may be found throughout the United States. The hairless, hollow stalk, which is almost always characterized by reddish-purple splotches or streaks, is the most dependable diagnostic trait. There isn't enough room here for a thorough identification guide, but poison hemlock is frequently confused with pleasant wild plants including Queen Anne's lace, wild carrot, yarrow, wild fennel, and elderflower. Number 5. Stinging nettle. This is a herbaceous perennial plant that resembles mint but is taller, doesn't taste like mint, and will sting you to death. A protrusion of short, spiky hairs on the stem and leaves, which can carry a combination of terrible chemicals, is one significant identifying feature and a signal that it will sting the hell out of you. The agony from brushing up against stinging nettle, also known as burn nettle, burnweed, or burn hazel, on exposed skin is virtually immediate and can feel like being stung by a bee or numerous bees. The good news is that the sensation and rash usually go away within a few hours and 24 hours, respectively. Stinging nettle is a healthful and extensively used vegetable that grows 3 to 7 feet tall with 1 to 6 inch long leaves. Even a few seconds of boiling the leaves renders the plant harmless. Although the texture is similar to burlap, the boiled leaves are extremely healthy when combined with a little salt and butter. Stinging nettle is a common element in folk medicines because it is claimed to offer anti-inflammatory and circulatory properties. The green leaves were rubbed to the legs of Roman troops sent to Britain either to stimulate circulation in the cold or to keep them awake while on guard duty. Stinging nettles could have sounded like a good alternative to death if you fell asleep on guard duty in the Roman army. Number 4. Giant hogweed. If you're a nature lover, you're definitely familiar with cow parsnip and Queen Anne's lace. Stay away from anything that seems like a Mongo version of either. This hazardous weed, also known as cartwheel flower, hogsbane, and, unsurprisingly, huge cow parsnip, may grow up to 16 feet tall and generate leaves up to 4 feet broad. Because the sap is phototoxic, it makes your skin extremely sensitive to sunlight. The good news is that being impacted requires more than just contact. You must crush the plant to create sap. The bad news is that the reaction is so much worse than a sunburn that the two conditions don't appear to be linked. A huge hogweed rash resembles a terrible burn, and the inflammation, which can occur in as little as 15 minutes, can leave you with painful blisters and scars. Giant hogweed was introduced to the United States in the early 20th century as an ornamental known for its enormous size. Number 3. Poison oak. Poison oak differs from poison ivy in that it grows upright and has hairy leaflets that are usually always lobed, just like an oak leaf. I'm not sure if I've never encountered poison oak or if some of the plants I've mistaken for poison ivy are in fact poison oak. Given that the two produce a variety of hybrids, it's most likely the latter. Poison oak is supposed to be more abundant in the West, and it can have up to 7 leaflets, according to some accounts. However, it usually has 3 and is similar to poison ivy in almost every other way. It grows in various forms across the continental United States and, like poison ivy, causes urushiol poisoning. Some people believe they are immune to the oil, which means they don't suffer contact dermatitis when they come into touch with it. However, such so-called immunity could be revoked at any time. This happens a lot. Number 2. Jimson weed. The blossom of the Jimson weed is usually white or violet in color. A Lamy stock photo, Mihai Popa with a pale green stem, spreading purple branches, and dark green leaves, this annual herb grows up to 5 feet tall. It has a citrus aroma and large, spectacular flowers that range from creamy white to violet or even purple. The rest of the plant stinks terrible and is filthy. It also produces a prickly walnut-sized seed pod that is difficult to overlook. All components are dangerous, and the toxicity varies greatly between plants. Jimson plant is poisonous. It can cause tachycardia, an abnormally fast heart rate, or hyperthermia, in addition to hallucinations and delirium, where your body loses its ability to self-regulate temperature and actually absorbs heat. The name is a misspelling of Jamestown weed, so named because it rendered British soldiers ineffective during the suppression of Bacon's Rebellion in 1676. For 11 days, the men were hallucinating, kissing each other and grinning like animals. They were given a free pass. Number 1. Poison ivy. After millennia of itching, you'd think that outdoor enthusiasts would have worked out how to avoid poison ivy by now. Nope. The issue is that the plant is a shapeshifter in and of itself. A trailing vine, a climbing vine, or an erect bush can all be used. The leaves could be straight or slightly notched. They can be hairless, slightly hairy, glossy, or dull, toothless, or saw-toothed chevaliers. They can be as small oysters or as large as dinner plates when the vine goes up a tree. The leaves, however, always come in threes, which is why the best thing to remember about poison is to keep it in mind. The first thing you were undoubtedly informed about ivy was that it had 3 leaves. Urushiol is the active component. If you get the oil on your skin, you have between 3 and 1 hour to wash it off before an allergic reaction occurs. Some say soap is required, but I've washed in streams just after touch and had no reaction. A quarter ounce of urushiol is enough to cause a rash in every individual on the planet, population 7.53 billion. What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.